So one of your duties at Southeast Mortgage, you run secondary. So you have multiple loan officers come to you with quotes and different rate exceptions and stuff like that. And last year was kind of challenging, with a lot of exceptions in the marketplace. And how do you do that every day? And what do you look for in regards to exceptions on that?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I tell people, especially like new people or when we're recruiting, is that we have an extremely flexible exception policy, and that is we look at every loan in detail, line by line, and see whether that loan is profitable. And I can tell you there's a lot of consolidation going on in the marketplace. Margin compression has been a topic of conversation for a couple of years now, and we see it more and more as time goes on. But you can see just in Atlanta here in the last 12 months, the consolidation and major competitors being either bought out or going out of business. And Cal sent a list recently of all the companies nationwide that have been either acquired or out of business. And the point of the matter is margin compression can be a topic of conversation. You can choose to play or you can choose not to play. And what we choose to do is be aggressive when we need to and keep fair margins and market prices most of the time. And if you look at it on a loan by loan level basis, then you can always be competitive without being stupid.
You originated, I originated, we're at the same company, and we don't like to lose, just like any other loan originator doesn't like to lose.
Absolutely, and I tell people all the time, I still originate. You still originate.
Correct.
I will always originate. Whether I'm president or just originating as my full-time job, it's the heartbeat of the business, right? I mean, that is what makes the business go. If we're not originating, we're out of business.
Correct.
And I like to keep my finger on that pulse, and so I know what the competition's doing. I know where we need to be on a daily basis because I see deals all the time.
And you also see when they're pricing way too low.
Exactly.
Which I know we had several scenarios like that last year from some competitors here in Metro Atlanta, where their price is so below market. And
but how many of those are gone now? Most of them.
They're no longer around, which is a true story.
Right.
So as an originator, sometimes as an originator comes to me and says, hey, Sean, can we match this particular rate? And I'm telling them that, hey, this person is way below market. And this is something that's not sustainable.
Right.
But it's hard as a LO to have to turn that deal over to a person because they're pricing that low.
Right.
And you never know what the ramifications for the company is at that time. And in Metro Atlanta, we've got 3 major competitors that have no longer in business any longer.
Right.
And now we kind of see why they were pricing so low.
Right. Well, it's easy. It's easy to do anything for a short period of time. And you can be the market leader in rates for a while. But eventually the math has to work. 2 + 2 must equal 4. It can equal 3.5 plus a half,
Right.
or it can equal 4.
Right.
and when you forget to add that extra half in, eventually you go out of business because it's got to equal 4.
Well, I heard somebody say this, is that either you're the smartest person in the room or either you're not. And time will only tell. You know, if everybody else's rates are here and your rates are here, we all get it from the same place.
Exactly. I think I told you the story. We were recruiting a group a few months back. I don't remember exactly when it was, but we were doing rate comparison. Obviously, it's important to be in the market, and they came back to me after we compared rates, and they said, JD, I just don't know. I mean, I don't understand why our rates are so much lower. Well, they went to their secondary person. He said, yeah, we try to be in the top 10 nationwide. And we're the top 10 lowest rate provider. That's their goal. It's not about profit margin or making sure they stay in business. It was about being in the top 10. Well, that company's gone.
No longer.
Yeah, you can be the low rate provider for a period of time, and then eventually the math will work and you will be out of business, or you'll come back to market rates. We just we try to stay in market all the time. If we need to be aggressive, we'll get aggressive.
Correct. And technically, there's no deal that we can't do.
Absolutely. That's certainly true. But again, the math has to work, right? You can do a deal and lose money. How many of those do you want to do just to say you did the volume?